Welcome back to the 52 Weeks to Wealth. This is Wealth Principle number 12. Wealth Principle number 12 is a tongue twister. It is alleviate a frustration experienced by a large group of people. Alleviate a frustration experienced by a large enough group of people. And the idea behind this is the group of people that you're serving must be large enough to pay your bills. There must be enough of them in order for you to make enough profit to sleep tight at night. Hands to the camera if you think $100,000 is just a nice place to start. It's just the beginning. It's just the entry point. Hands to the camera if you know you want to make a lot more money this year and you want to do a lot less work. We all commit. All right, the outside world would say we're lazy, but in here, we're just efficient. We're looking to do things a little bit better. We're looking to improve upon the existing money system. Hands to the camera if you know the system is flawed. It is a little broken. Yes. All right, so one of the challenges is that the people who have the most money already seem to have help. And the people who have the least amount of money seem to need the most amount of help. Hands to the camera if that's true. Those people with the least amount of money need the most help. Yes. And the people who have the most amount of money already seem to have help. But there's a balance in between, and alleviating those frustrations is where money is made, where new money is made. Think about Elon Musk. Elon didn't serve the poor initially. He went and he started the Roadster, created this Roadster thing, this high-end, expensive vehicle that was, I think, sold for over $250,000. And then he shifted to a vehicle that the less wealthy could buy. It was still high upper class, but then the middle class. And now he's gotten the Model S, the Model 3, which is something just about anybody can buy in the US anyway. You know, $30,000 vehicle, something just about anybody can buy in the US. And his next vehicle is a $15,000 vehicle, which is now something that the rest of the world can buy. But he didn't start that way. He had to go and alleviate a frustration of the rich. The ultra rich. He didn't even start with the rich, start with the ultra rich. Hands to the camera if you think you could serve the ultra rich, if you recognize that you could do that. Yes. But first, you got to find out what they want. First, you got to find out what is the challenge they're facing. So we're going to do an exercise. By the way, hands to the camera if you got a business that you run yourself. It's your own business. You are the boss. Yes. Excellent. Hands to the camera if you got a business where you're supporting someone else. We'll call it that. You support somebody else. They send you a salary. They take care of you. All right. Excellent. Now you're alleviating. So for everybody who's working for somebody else, just think for a moment. You're alleviating a problem, a frustration that person has. Hands to the camera if you could think of that frustration right now. If you could already think of like the problem they're suffering with that you're solving. Yes. I know my team is like, I know exactly what it is. Walter wants to do other things, and so he's got me doing these things. It's very simple. I know his frustration. For everybody who is got the frustration, hands to the camera, my entrepreneurs got a frustration right now that you know somebody else could solve. You got something in your life right now. Yeah. All right. For some of you, it's like, shit, I just want more money. That's my frustration. All right. Awesome. Write that down. We're going to use this later on. Everybody knows we use experiences. We do something every week so that we can be tactical and implement for the week ahead. The 52 Weeks to Wealth was designed so that every week we would attack one of the 52 principles. Now, these principles were discovered as I traveled through 400 different books, went all across the country, spent $130,000 on my personal development, just learning stocks, real estate, crypto, business, personal development, psychology, NLP, hypnosis. And as I went through the process, I discovered one very interesting thing. I had become more valuable, but everybody else around me, nothing had changed. Now my income started increasing. My money started going up, but all my friends and family stayed exactly the same. And I'm sure you can imagine why. I had done the traveling. I had spent the money. I had spent the time listening to the books, listening to the coaches, being hired, like hiring and talking to mentors and going out and having these physical experiences. It was the live events that changed my life. It was the books, the knowledge that was going into my head. I was getting outside of my comfort zone. I left my city. I left not just like my house, but I left my city to go and get knowledge. Hands to the camera if you recognize what had happened. I had changed, but they hadn't. And so it got me wondering, how do I get my family? How do I get my friends to start making money? To stop coming to me and being like, oh man, must be nice. You got all that cash. Must be nice. Hey, can you give me some? Because it gets a little annoying. If you give all your money away, you got no money. You got to go start over again. A little frustrating. But if you teach someone how to make money, they start making money. That was the very interesting lesson that I learned from all of that experience, from making money, from becoming a millionaire, from becoming a multimillionaire, from getting to that next level, was that you had to leave the rope behind. You had to leave a ladder for the people behind you to climb. It was unethical to go forward and make all that money. By the way, everybody listening, 63 people on the call right now. If you go and get rich and you don't leave the rope behind for your family, what the fuck are you thinking? Come on. It's your family, right? It's your friends. And if you don't go out and reach out to somebody new who's on the side of the street, or who you meet at an event like the 100 Millionaire Summit, you guys meet and you don't reach out and say, hey, like, I'll hook you up with that knowledge. Like, why did you get the knowledge in the first place? It wasn't just about the money, I promise you, right? The money is going to come to you no matter what. You're hanging with me. You're hanging with this community. You got these coaches. We're going to get you the money. That's a guarantee. Hang with us long enough, right? Hang with us long. Don't go to the grave without still hanging with us, and we'll get you there. But how you get there, who you bring with you, that's your choice. That's your decision, right? How many people do you want? Do you want 5 friends who became millionaires because they hung with you? Do you want 10 friends who became millionaires because they hung with you? Would you like 100 millionaires? 100 of your friends to become millionaires because they were hanging out with you long enough? Like, my mission is 3 to 5 years, but you could do it over 10. You could do it over 20. Now we got to alleviate a problem in order to make money. And it's if you're committed to solving problems, alleviating frustrations from the rich, from the ultra rich. Awesome. Who was at Be the Bank this weekend? We're doing a month event every month now. Every month, I'm doing something that the community asks me to do. I'm only doing it once. I'm only doing one time a month because my time is valuable as well. I've got businesses that I'm building. I've got relationships that I'm working on. And I got personal development. I got to go to the gym still. Hands together if you still go to the gym. All right. Awesome. So there's still things that I want to do in my personal life. But last month, I did something for the community. I did an event called Be the Bank. Who was at Be the Bank? Who heard about Be the Bank? Who wishes they were at Be the Bank? All right. Awesome. So Be the Bank, that event was based on a problem the community had. I had a lot of my wealthier friends, like really wealthy friends, sitting on cash, burning a hole in their pockets, just cash sitting there. Who was it to Be the Bank and heard somebody say, man, I just got all this money sitting there and it's bothering me. Like, I just want the money moving. Who heard that? Yeah, a couple people said it. So I did that event for them. That was their challenge. And during the process, they got their problem solved. Some of our friends even bought tickets to the 100 Millionaire Summit. They bought the VIP tickets. They didn't buy the little tickets. They didn't buy back row seats. They didn't buy executive. They bought VIP, which means they're getting a whole extra day with me. That extra day was based on the challenge that I know my high net worth individuals in my community are facing. They're facing issues with their teams, with management, with prioritizing, with building their culture. And so those are not the issues that a poor person has who can only afford a $250 ticket. By the way, not judging the poor, I was there too. I had to at some point only buy $100 tickets or free tickets. I snuck into events that other people paid for. But the VIP tickets are designed for people who have money, who have bigger problems. Hence the camera, if you're catching this. They've got teams now that they're managing. I can't tell you how many times one of my managers, one of my friends who owns a business, has told me, like, it's so hard to hire people. It's so hard to find good people to work with. It's so hard to find motivated people. It's so hard to train them. Why doesn't anybody do the things I'm telling them? This is so common among my friends who have employees or who have staff or have virtual assistants. Hands to the camera if you're one of my VAs who I love dearly. I love you guys. Thank you. All my people. Appreciate you so much. I have the best people on my team. Do you know why? It's because I first believed that they would be better than me. I first believed they'd be smarter than me. I first believed that I would hire. I trusted my hiring manager, Corinne, that she would go out and seek out people better, smarter than me. Hands to camera if you know you could do that, if you can believe, if there, you know there are people smarter than you. Yes, there are. Come on. Look at my team, right? Every one of them smarter than you in something. I guarantee you. So here's what I'm going to do on day Thursday, the day before the summit starts, I'm taking all of the VIPs. There's only 30 of you guys. All the VIPs are going through a training on how to hire well, how to build your management skills, how to build your leadership skills. We're going to teach you how to build a culture so that your team is smarter than you. Your team works without you. Your team builds and develops the future before you even think of it. So they're out there going faster, harder, building the business for you so it operates without you. Hands to camera if that's what you'd like. If you're somebody who's already building a team and you understand that's important. So I built that for the VIPs, alleviating a frustration experienced by a large enough group of people, by people who have money. So this is an example. This is why the summit was built. In fact, the summit solves a problem for me. I was looking to build millionaires, and no matter how many online trainings a person took, they didn't seem to connect until they were at live events. I had to go back to what was working before COVID happened. When a person gets together with another person in a live event, there's something crazy that happens, some energy that happens. They start doing things. I don't know if it's because they're walking side by side to go get lunch together, or they're sitting side by side in the room hearing the same thing. And one says, oh yeah, that me too. And the bond is just suddenly there, and it just like this electricity happens. But there's more partnerships, more accountability that happened at the 100 Millionaire Summit last year than all the other things that I did throughout the entire year. Hands to the camera if you were there and you heard somebody say they found a partner at the 100 Millionaire Summit. You heard like a deal was curious. Yeah, insanity. Of all the things I do, I discover now that the 100 Millionaire Summit is the clincher. It's the one that makes the difference. It's the one that brought everybody together and really made sure that people like we did stuff. I used to think we had to meet physically in person every single week to make those connections happen. But it turned out that a person who here has a friend that they connected with like 2 years ago, haven't seen, but they're still best friends. If you saw them tomorrow, you would like instantly pick up where you left off. Anybody have those friends? Awesome. Awesome. Same thing. When you think of the person that you met at the summit, who was like your closest person, the person that you had the most relationship with, hands to the camera. If you saw them tomorrow, you feel like you pick up right where you left off. Yeah. There's something in our psychology that when we connect on a deep enough level, it doesn't matter how many years go by. It doesn't matter how many weeks go by. That person is still that person. That person, still instantaneous connection. So I used to think it was the physical contact every week that was holding people accountable. It was not the physical contact that held people accountable. It was the mindset. It was the motivation. It was the congregation kind of like community thing, getting together and hearing a similar thought and then working on a similar project that got people moving. There's something about us, the law of reciprocity, or the social proof. When we see other people, we know that we're all assigned a similar task. Remember school? We all knew we were assigned a similar task. We'd go and do it aggressively. This week, we're all going to go and solve a bigger problem. We're going to look at our audience, the people that we're solving the problem for. By the way, the only person I ever like have to create something unique for is Melanie Santos, because she buys Subways. We're not talking about the Subway, the fact that they're hungry. We're not changing that one, but we know they're always hungry. For you, it's the acquisitions of the Subway. So you're thinking the seller of the Subway. And for everybody else, we're probably thinking seller of a house. But for Melanie Santos, I'm telling you, Melanie, this is the people who have the problem of the Subway itself. How do we alleviate that problem without giving them their too much extra money? We want to alleviate their problem, and they alleviate our problem if we don't want to put our money into these deals. Hence the Karen, forget that Melanie doesn't want to put her money in. She wants the money moving in something else. That's right. But she wants to acquire the deals, and she wants to acquire good staff. So how do we solve those problems? So for you real estate investors, hands to the camera, if you're a real estate investor, you know that's the easiest way to make money. Who's new and wants to be a real estate investor because you know it's the easiest way to make money? Hell yeah, let's do that. All right, simple fact. There's one problem out there that everybody's suffering, and that is the fact that they have too much house, not enough money. They've put all their money into their house. The house went up in value. Now the house is worth more than the paycheck they got coming in. There's a big baby boom generation out there. Over 50 million people are of the baby boom age where they're like, don't need the house anymore. The kids moved out. the house is getting kind of old. I need more people taking care of me. And now they're coming to my house, whereas I could just go to assisted living and I'll be in their house. There's a lot of people who are thinking about selling off, or they want to go live with their kids, right? Their kids now have the house and their house is just a redundancy. Makes more sense to be their children's place. So they're safer. So now there's this inventory that's got to go, but they don't trust real estate agents. You know, they're the kind of people who don't trust agents. They've been in the house, or one of their family members just died and they're emotionally not ready to talk to anyone. Can you solve that problem? Can you alleviate that frustration? Can you alleviate the challenge that they're facing, which is the house? They kind of fall in love with it, but like they've still got a little emotional connection to it, but they want to be somewhere else. And it's if you understand what I'm talking about with sellers, with these motivated sellers, like they got an issue, but most investors don't seek to solve that issue. Most investors are like, I'll pay you $100,000 less than it's worth. Does that work? Are you interested in just taking less money for the property? And it's if most investors go in there thinking about the price. That's the challenge, but they're not thinking about alleviating the issue. If you do this one thing, this one principle, of all the principles, by the way, come back next week. It's got another important principle. But if you do this one thing, you solve the problem that everybody else in the investment community has too. They can't find the deals either. They can't find the deals. They can't connect with sellers. They don't know how to have those negotiations. And so they're missing the money. All the money that you're looking for is probably in a house right now. It's sitting in a property. I know for me it is. any extra capital for me is sitting in, we got millions tied up in equity and properties. So all your money right now in this market is tied up in real estate, whether you own a house or not. And I'm talking to you right now. If you don't own a house, you don't own a piece of property, if you don't own any investments, all your money that you're looking for is still tied up in equity. It's tied up in a property. You've just got to do 2 steps versus 1 step. You've got to go and you've got to apply to buy the house for less than it's worth, right? Less than it's worth. And then you've got to go sell the house for what it's worth. Hence, if you grasp that the house had all the money that you wanted, you just had to manufacture, negotiate. So there's one challenge that comes up every time I say this to somebody. But Walter, where do I find the money to do the deal? I can't do the deal without the money. Hence, if you've ever experienced that challenge, you've had deals and you're like, you didn't close on deals. I know. So I'm going to alleviate a challenge for a large enough group of people so that we can move forward and build more millionaires. In a month, this month's event will be an event that I call Get the Money. Hence, Karen, if you know, we're going to talk about Get the Money. We're talking about how to fund, how to finance, how to get the capital, how to raise money. Last month, we talked about how to apply money. Be the Bank was all about how to apply your money, how to hands off work without, let the money work for you, do nothing, and increase income. This month, I'm going to talk about getting the capital. I'm talking about you got no money, I'm going to get you the money. I'm going to show you how to get the money. Hence, Karen, if you know you're going to be at Get the Money, if this is an event that makes sense for you. Hence, Karen, if you know this is an event that makes sense for a lot of people. It solves the problem. I dropped a link right now so you can take a look at the landing page. And Get the Money is designed to alleviate an issue for this community, for a community that I know is committed to building millionaires, a community that I know is committed to building their own wealth. By the way, you've heard the saying, put the mask on yourself before you put the mask on somebody else. So when you ask, how do I support you? How do I help you? How to get your mission going? Most of the time, my answer is you got to go become a millionaire. Let's start with you. Let's go get you your first million, and then we can go and help somebody else get their first million. But it starts with you. It starts with your commitment to solving your biggest problem, right? What is your biggest challenge in your life right now? We solve that, and then we can go start solving other people's problems. So we're going to do this exercise. I want you to write down, what is your biggest challenge? What is stopping you from making $1 million this year? We asked this in our mastermind. In our mastermind group that we meet with every month, we ask the same question every month. What's stopping you this month from making $1 million? So I want you to write down, what is your challenge? What is stopping you? For some of you, you may want to drop it in the chat, share with others, kind of get the juices flowing. What is stopping you from making $1 million this month? Don't think about it too much. Just First thing, this is a very emotional response. Whatever the first thing you think of, drop it in the chat or write it down. Let's see. Nothing to stop me this month from making $1 million, but myself. Okay, myself. I love that. It's a good answer. Awesome. We see you, Ken. What's up, brother? All right. Hiring, marketing, sales. Hiring and marketing and sales. Awesome. A team, making offers, connecting with more people. Excellent. You drop all these in the chat. So anything that I see as a challenge, as a problem, guess what? I'm going to go create a course around that. I'm going to create an event around that. Hence the camera, if that makes sense. As somebody who cares about building millionaires, if I see my millionaires having issues, I'm going to go stop those issues. I'm going to pull it out. If it's a knowledge thing, or if it's a contacts thing, I'll connect it with the people. That's how building millionaires works. It's knowledge, accountability, and it's the network. 3 things. Oh, I only need 3 things to make you richer than you are today. Hence camera, if you've seen that to be true. You've seen it, and the people around you. It's like, dude, all they need, a little knowledge, not a ton of knowledge. Just, you got to know how to turn the screw, right? Like Doug's story. You just got to know how to turn the screw. And you just have to have the right person. It could be literally the right one person, right? We wouldn't have Alchemist Financial if it wasn't for Frank Montero, right? We wouldn't be doing loans and lending for people if it wasn't for Frank setting things up. We wouldn't be ghostwriting for people if it wasn't for Jen Sullivan. Jen's pen wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Jen. Hence camp for catching this, right? We wouldn't have Alchemist Title if it wasn't for Mike Shine building out the law practice. We wouldn't have the Alchemist Leads, by the way, coming soon. We're going to have a CRM where all you do is put your contact information, your list. Who's pulled a list before? You pull your list, drop it into Alchemist Leads, and it's going to follow up for you. 365 days of follow-up, automated follow-up, hitting people on their text messages, hitting people in Facebook, hitting people in emails, voicemails, ringless voicemails, just dropped automatically. The CRM does it all. We wouldn't be able to do this stuff. It wasn't for Mark Duzwa coming over and saying, hey, this is what I do. Crypto. I wouldn't be able to do crypto trainings if it wasn't for Mitch Jorsky. I wouldn't be able to build speakers, trainers, influencers if it wasn't for Doug McGurk. I wouldn't have built all of you millionaires if it wasn't for Dr. Terry going in and being like, dude, you're a little broken, but I can fix you. Just a little tweaks, little screwdriver uses.
They're not broken. They just don't know it. They think they are.
That's right. So let's give all of our team a round of applause. Give all of our millionaires and multimillionaires a round of applause for all the support that they give the community, building the things that we build. I want you to write down, now that you know whatever's stopping you, what is the solution to it? What might be? Let's just pretend we know what it is. What might be the solution to it? And then let's go a little bit further. What if somebody out there also has this challenge and will be willing to pay you to solve it for them? What if somebody else has the same exact challenge you're facing that you would be willing to pay somebody for to solve? What if you solved it for them? Because in the process, you'd also learn how to solve it for yourself. In fact, building millionaires was my challenge. And so I started teaching how to build millionaires. And now that I'm teaching how to build millionaires, I see more people building more millionaires. Does that make sense? When I was buying real estate, aggressively. I wanted more real estate. It was my burning desire to have more houses. I didn't have what I wanted. I wanted all the houses. Hands down if you say all the houses. Hell yeah. You want all of them. Who here has thought at one point in your life as an investor, you said, I want to own every house in my city? Has anybody ever thought that? You don't lie to me. We've all had that. It's trickled in. We've all thought at some point, I want to own them all of them. At one point, it hit you that was possible. And that's okay. It wasn't a competitive thing. It was just an abundant spark. It was a moment of truth. You could, in theory, own all of those properties. We've all had that. So I was hungry. I was chasing property. I knew how to get the money. I knew how to get the deal. I knew how to lock them down. And it was just deal after deal after deal after deal happening for me. But it wasn't enough. I started having friends and family asking me, how do I get the deal? How do I get those properties? How do I find the money? And so I started closing. I got my real estate license. I started closing with them, started helping them close deals. And that made me more money. I was doing something that I previously didn't know how to do. I started doing it for other people. I started doing it for myself, learned it. Then I started doing it for other people. And I started making a very good living. I remember my first year as an agent, I made $17,000. And I knew that that was not the goal. My second year, I made $115,000. My third year, I made $250,000. My fourth year, $500,000. What had changed? I didn't give up. Most people in their life will never stick to something as long as I stuck to that. Most people, when life hits them hard, they're going to be like, you know what? Not doing the expansion thing anymore. I'm not going to own all the houses in the city. What I'm going to do is just stay in this job where I'm making $50,000 a year, and that's going to be just fine for me. And you know how I know that's what the average person does in the US anyway? Because that's the average income. And I know outside of the US, $6,000, $10,000 a year, they stopped at 6,000 to 10,000. You know how I know? Because that's the average income outside of the US. Average does that. If you want to be beyond average, you've got to keep going in the grow machine. Like I did. I kept going beyond average. I solved bigger and bigger problems. I alleviated frustrations for more and more people. It wasn't different people. I've always operated with the same type of people. I've always operated with people who want more, people who are hungry, people who are dedicated. And over time, I've dialed it down and made it even more fun. People who have a good sense of humor, people who are intensely focused on development, who are passionate, who care about other people, who are loyal, who are determined to be something. I've tightened up my requirements over the years, but in the beginning, all that mattered was they had to be motivated, they had to be determined. Hands can if you recognize that. It's okay to improve and dial in the people you want to hang out with. I didn't go with a lot of people. I just went deeper in one type of person, like one relationship, right? Our community isn't huge because I was building a large community. My community got to this size because other people were like, man, like you got to learn about this 52 weeks to wealth. It got to this size because other people were like, you got to go check out Alchemist Nation, this platform he just dropped. Like all the courses free. You didn't even charge. He's like, oh, just put them out there free. Calculators free, right? CRM, not free, but not expensive either. So all these tools, all these resources, go check it out. It was referrals, right? We look at Alchemist Nation, 800 and almost 900 people, users, 650 were referred. That's not me. That's you guys. Because I was alleviating a frustration for a core group of people. I still am. And I still focus. And as you level up, I create more situations to solve that because I just want to see what's possible. I just want to know what you're going to do. What would you do with that power? I'm very interested. What would you do with all that money? I'm very fascinated by the idea. What would you do if you were pulling in $100,000 a month? What would you do if you were pulling in $1 million a month? I just want to pull the roadblocks out. I know my answer. I keep doing this. So what are you going to do? Hands to the camera if you can get excited about alleviating these frustrations for the people in your life, right? You're looking down at the piece of paper, the things you're writing down. Hands to the camera if you can get like fascinated solving these problems for these people, right? If you know you could go deep into this and just really, the money is going to flow. Trust me, the money will flow. You may not know how to charge. I know how to charge for coaching. I always said I would never be a coach. In fact, I told Dorina this weekend before we talk about the book of the week. I told Dorina this weekend. She said, I don't want to deal with the database. And I was like, baby, the database is all that matters right now. All that matters, because I can't manage everybody anymore. All that matters is that I have 10,000 people on that database. I need to know why they invest. I need to know why they care about investing. I want to know what is their biggest problem. What's stopping them from investing? I want to know what their biggest challenge is, why they what they're looking to accomplish. I want to know their goal. Why are they investing in the first place? So that I can go, if I don't know their emotion, their passion behind what they're doing, I can't serve them, right? I don't know if they got energy enough to survive, right? If I just want to do it, they're not going to fucking make it. Because there's things that happen in this business. Millionaires, there's some things that happen on the millionaire path that suck, right? There's things you're going to have to face. There's emotions you're going to have to go through. You got to think about your kids. You got to think about your future. You got to think about your family. You got to think about your community. You got to think about who you want to be and not being willing to sacrifice that in order to keep going down the path, right? You got to think about those relationships you're building or those things you want to change in the world in order to keep going. because there are times, there are frustrations, right? There are frustrations that will become that somebody else will not be alleviating for you. You're going to have to alleviate them for yourself. But once you've gone through those, it's those that spark the idea to go create a business for somebody else. It's those really painful moments of not having, resources, or of not knowing how to do something, of being hungry when, there could have been a better solution. It's those moments that create businesses. It's those moments like Julie Bradley. That's where bookkeeping business just came out, right? Ghostwriting business just came out. That's where this coaching training business just came out. 100 Millionaire Summit was Doreena's idea. It was not my idea. I did not want to physically go and do it and put on a live event. I knew they were important, but I didn't know how impactful they were at the time. I just knew that they worked for me, and I liked live events. I'm not the kind of guy who sits at a computer and like watches recorded programs. I create them for you guys because I'm lazy, because hey, I made it. But I don't sit there and watch recorded programs. I've never been that guy. I pay extra to be at the event to get access to the room. And so, if you know, that's obviously how I spent as much as I spent on my education, right? I was traveling all over the country. So I didn't know. But Dorena said, let's do a live event for the community. She said, we need one. And is it okay that some people, your spouse may be smarter than you? If you recognize they may be smarter than you, right? They may have some great ideas. Take them, receive the ideas. So we did the summit, and it became a life-changing event. And we solved a lot of problems last year. This year, we're going even bigger, 1,000 people in the room, because we recognize the more people in the room, the more deals and opportunities for our core community, because that's who I work for. I alleviate the challenges for the core, for each one of you, my 100, the people who show up every week. So for you guys, I'm putting 900 opportunities in the room for you. And over the next 6 months, I'm going to be preparing you so that you can leverage those opportunities. I'm going to teach you who to bring to the room so that you can leverage your friends, your contacts, and relationships you already have. But I'm also going to teach you how to mix and mingle and leverage so that you can serve greater people, make greater amounts of income. Hence, Cameron, if you're committed to making way more this year than you did last year, way more, double, maybe triple. I'll tell you, I have 5x my income in 1 year. I did do it. I went from 17,000 to 115. So I know it's possible for you too, especially if you're under that 20 range. But let's say double, right? The secret to doing it is in the room. The secret and how to do that, I'm going to teach throughout the next 6 months. That's my commitment to you. I'm alleviating those frustrations. Sharing your frustrations with others is going to help you alleviate their problems as well. Because once you share your problem, they're going to share their problem. Law of reciprocity. People love sharing problems. Has Cam seen that to be true? 84 of us on the call. Just imagine if 84 of us take on one challenge that other people are afraid to deal. All right, when I did it, I went into multifamily housing. Everybody was afraid to deal with multifamily housing. I said, man, I'm a beast mode on multifamily. All my agent friends were like, oh, I can't stand dealing with multifamilies. You get the tenants. And I was like, fuck, I love tenants. They named a problem. I found a way to love it. They named an issue. They were like toilets. I was like, fucking love toilets. Bring them on. You go back and watch Fall Over Hustle. There's a picture of me taking a toilet out of a damn house because I love toilets so much. Or do it. Whatever it takes. When it came down to I didn't know how to evaluate those properties. I learned how to evaluate property. I got in bigger pockets. I got obsessed with the podcast. I started reading all the books. So when I was talking to an investor, I'll be able to say exactly what the investor wanted to hear. I alleviated their problems. They're like, well, is this a good deal? I was like, well, here's the ROI. I calculated it for you, right? It's getting 200 per door. It's a 2% rule, bro. Like, how do you go wrong when the math is this good? And they would look at it and they would buy the house. And then afterwards, they'd have an issue with the property manager. They didn't, I need somebody to help me manage these properties. Cool. Here's my property manager. Here's a connection. Here's a relationship. Here's a plumber. Here's a contractor, whatever you need. Here's my insurance guy. Right, we're catching this? Alleviated the frustrations. So when they went to buy the next house, who do you think they used? They used the guy who just supported them all the way through. Right? It's the same thing with this community. 84 amazing souls all becoming millionaires or millionaires already or multimillionaires. When they're looking for that next level, I don't mentor everybody. I got other people that I can leverage. So when they look for that next level, something that is beyond me, I'm like, well, here's Vinny Chopra, right? You want a billionaire? I got you a billionaire. Shit, hands to the camera if you know I solve the problems because I see the problems, right? I can't solve them without knowing. You got to go out this week and find problems. I want you to go out. I want you to sniff them out. I want you to hunt them out. I want you to seek them out, feel them out. Whatever you've got to do, look at the people in your world, in your life who have money problems, right? Like problems they're willing to pay for. I'm not talking about the broke people. I don't mean money problems. I mean people with money who got problems. And Scam, if you could do this, you got a few people with money in your life that you can think of right now. You can visualize. We know who they are. Shit, I might be one of them. So go out and find out what the people who have money, what problems they're facing, what challenges they're taking on. Because here's the thing I'll tell you. The richer the person is, the more room they're going to make for other people. The richer the person is, the more room they're willing to make for other people, the more money they're willing to spread to other people, because they know that they don't want to do the thing that you're about to go do for them. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. In a lot of cases, it's find me that next deal, or connect me with that relationship, or go make a dozen phone calls, or put something together. Whatever it is. For me, I'm all about the website right now. So like, if you're gonna message me later and be like, hey, what can I do? I don't know. Talk to Darina. She knows what's going on. Talk to Darina. She knows what's going on. She knows all the stuff. But for me, it's I want to build millionaires, right? I want to build millionaires automatically. Me and Vinny Chopra had the same conversation. He was like, dude, like automated. I want to build millionaires in an automatic manner. I want it to be automatic. I told Vinny, I said, Vinny, I'll do that for you. No problem. I'm on it. I'm saying yes. Wow, I have the fucking answer. Man, Scam, if you're catching this, right? I told Ron right after, I was like, bro, we got to get into this AI thing. We got to go artificial intelligence because Vinny wants automated. He wants millionaires on an automated process. Let's go get that for Vinny. And Scam, if you understand, that's what we're going after, right? Build more millionaires, automate the process. I just asked my richest friends what they're looking for. I'll go build it. I don't have the answers yet, shit, but I'm hoping one of you has some of the answers. So shoot me a message. You got some plans for automating the millionaire process? Shoot me a text, shoot me an email. I'm all about hearing it. That's my focus. I don't want to complicate it for you. It's simple. It's simple. Stay in this community long enough, and somebody in here is going to inspire you in a way to make the money that you're looking for. Somebody will partner with you. Somebody will give you the idea. Somebody will give you the money. Somebody will invest in your plan. Stay in this community long enough. Be motivated, be supportive, be caring, be compassionate when somebody's having an issue. Motivate them. When somebody says the word try, crush that word. Tell them we don't try, we do. Right, Doug? There is no try. There's only do. Stay focused on the goal. Stay focused on supporting each other. Every week, we go through one of the 52 wealth principles. Every week, we come back, we dial it in. Every week, we focus. Every week, I will be presenting a new way, a new opportunity to help you get to the next level. This month, it's get the money. I'm going to teach you how to get all the money for any deal you imagine, any deal. Bring business deals, bring investment deals, bring real estate deals, bring crypto deals, you name it. I will teach you how to get the money for the deal. Hence, Cam, if you know that's a value that like there's nothing like that, right? I will adjust the training for you, the individuals who show up to the training. Next week is Wealth Principle 13, build a contagious culture in your business and your marketing. Next week, we're going to talk about how to, once we know what problem we solve, what problem challenge we're alleviating for our millionaires and our future millionaires, we're going to talk about how to get that contagious marketing. Hence, Cam, if you know, I won't let you go until you're rich. And then if you're rich, I'm going to hold on to you tighter. We're building 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires. Book of the week. Mike Stein is not here. He's in Arizona. He's taking one of his daughters out to college to check out a new college. So this book this week is the E-Myth. Who has the book? Who has the E-Myth Revisited? Hence, Cam, if you got it. All right. One of our coaches. Dr. Terry Waiter, go ahead. Share the E-Myth for us.
E-Myth Revisited. Michael Gerber talks about the fact that most people have trouble building their business because they end up technicians in their business and they're doing the work inside their business so much they don't have the ability to work on their business. And so he talks about three ideas of somebody in a business: the entrepreneur, who's the visionary and that is guiding and working on the business; the manager, who makes sure that all of the roles are being filled, whether it's by themselves and they're able to switch roles, or they're bringing people in to do the different roles so the business can grow the way it needs to, or the technician who's actually the one doing the work. When we're the technician, as I said before, we end up so focused on doing the work, we can't grow the business. It's an excellent book. There's many different versions for different areas, like E-Myth for lawyers, E-Myth for real estate, E-Myth for basketball players, whatever. You can do whatever you want inside this book if you read the different things for your specific niche, but read this one first. It's revisited. It's the whole idea of the concept. Then you can niche down into what you're looking for. But if you want to learn how to get out of your business, this is a good place to start. The next place to really go after that is find a coach who can help you to start implementing what's being talked about in the book. That's what I got.
Let's give Dr. Terry Wager a round of applause. Excellent. So you've got your homework. You know what you're doing this week. You're seeking out to solve a problem for others. Now, don't start with the poor people, right? That could be our spiritual journey. I just want to put this reminder out there. If they don't have money, this is not the time to serve them, right? You've got to serve you first. Remember, put the mask on yourself before you put the mask on somebody else. You've got to go seek out, what problem do the rich have that eventually could solve the problem for the poor? So for us in the training company, my goal was to wipe out poverty. My goal was to wipe out the need for money across the entire planet. But first, I needed money to do that. and so I looked at the rich and I said, well, what are the rich doing that they need in order to get more money so that they could, wipe out the need for money? And the answer was knowledge. The wealthy were looking for either a little bit of knowledge, or they were looking for just a place to put their money, investments to put their money in. So I started raising capital. I started serving the rich, right? The rich wanted to be able to just make money off their money. So I started going and building businesses and building investments that the rich could just put their money into, and I could give them back more money. So I started serving the rich, and that's how I started developing and buying real estate. Was I did what the rich wanted. They wanted to put their money into my deals and me give them more money back. And Karen, for catching this. Same with the training company. I went and I served people who are already making money. And I said, hey, what's the skill you want to learn? What is it you're looking for? And then we built the automated free courses, right? The free stuff is for the books are for the people who don't have money. I built it from training people who had money, and I was able to build projects for people who don't have money. Hence, Cam, if you recognize this, you got to go serve the people who have the cash, who can pay you, in order to get enough money to create something that can serve the people who don't have the money. We all have our charities, right? The 100 Millionaires, Inspired to Build 100 Millionaires, has its charity leg. I make sure that these millionaires donate a course. It's part of what we do, right? Donate a free course to Alchemist Nation. I'll put you on my podcast. It's part of the game. You donate a free course, I'll put you on the podcast. I'll give you what you want. You give me what I want. I want a little, donation to make sure that my people, my community, my tribe keep growing. Well, I'll put you on the podcast. I'll give you some celebrity, some fame, some attention, what you're looking for, right? I love giving the rich what they want. They want more attention. They want more money. They want more access to people. But can you do me a favor and write a course for me first? Just share it with my community, something, opportunity. I got Vinny Chopra just gave me like so many videos, so many opportunities. And he said, man, you can use it all. I want you to build the biggest, baddest course on Alchemist Nation. I want that to be the Vinny Chopra course. He said, I want everybody to know that Vinny built the biggest, freest course on Alchemist Nation. Make sure that the whole community knows that big free course, the biggest one, that's Vinny Chopra's course. I was like, Vinny, what do you mean? He's like, I got all the videos. I was like, but you charge for these. He's like, yeah, but that doesn't, like, charging for them doesn't give me the free course. It doesn't give me the biggest free course on Alchemist Nation. So like, dump them in there, just load them up, all of them. And I was like, man, like, I gotta lead to a sale. People are gonna want more from you, like, once they get that. And he was like, well, what do you want? I was like, well, how about your multifamily syndication academy? How about we leave that one piece as like just one chunk that I don't grab all the free stuff out of? And he said, Walter, okay, that's good, because I worked the hardest on that one. So he's got one thing that Vinny sells from now on, and all the other stuff as we slowly load up Alchemist Nation, which is going to be, I just got to find somebody on our team who can actually take the time to go and download his videos and upload them. But once we have that established, we're going to have the biggest free course on the planet, thanks to Vinny Chopra. Let's give Vinny a round of applause. Not on the call, but he's, send him some positive energy. All from our mission of serving the wealthy and just making a small ask that they help us serve the masses. So in your business, what can you do? What can you do to build 100 millionaires? What can you do to add a little bit of a giving back, paying it forward, supporting others to the things you're already doing? There's something. I guarantee you there's something. So I want to open it up to the questions for the community. Before we jump off, Get the Money. Get the Money is next month. It's getthemoney.alchemistnation.com. And I want to open up to questions for all of our community members, coaches. You guys can answer. What are your questions, challenges, opportunities, or something that has worked out from being in this community? I'm okay with testimonials. We'll record testimonials. Thank you very much. First on mute, go ahead.
Good morning,
I see
everyone.
Larry Steinhaus on here. Let's give Larry a big round of applause. He's a beast. Go ahead. What is your question?
Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's
What's up,
having nothing, man. Chilling, get ready to go out here in this world. Got my grandson came to visit from Georgia. Like you said, the most important is building for the community. Sorry, I wasn't at Be the Bank, but on every other Saturdays, I have an obligation to go out and do my things for the homeless and have those people inspire me. But one thing I really want to say, thank this community, because it's all about building. And I've been on a lot of, I visit a lot of communities and, work with a lot of people. Yes, I had some deals. I love multifamilies. I just can't figure out how to close them jobs. You get offers, I don't know. But other than that, thank you guys. It's a lot of knowledge here. I really appreciate it. And I always say, as long as I learn something every day, it's good. But honestly, I want to thank you guys for giving me back the drive. My business partner went to Dubai and I was like, no, I'm gonna stay here. I can do this. I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna get aggravated. I'm not gonna get stressed. I'm not gonna go to Dubai unless I'm going on a hell of a vacation, and that's it. So thank you guys, okay?
Let's give Deborah Felder a round of applause. She's new to the community. She's been following for a long time. Hell yeah. We'll take it to the next level, Deborah. What else? Challenges, opportunities, or testimonials? I'm cool with those too. I love them.
I'll give you something.
Larry Steinhaus.
What's going on, man? I'm going to say that almost no one in this place knows who I am, but that's okay. And I'm just going to get a little bit more famous. That's all.
Work in
Right,
progress.
exactly.
There
You're
you go.
Hey, it's Larry Steinhaus. Like, I see everybody going, who? Who the hell is that? Just because I have a radio show on finances and, and I own a company called Investor Schooling, and I'm all over the freaking internet, you would think these people would know who I am. But that's
Clearly,
cool, man. I'm glad I know who you are. That's more important. I'm glad I know who you are. That's what's important.
That's
See this
right.
guy, right? I follow his stuff. You know why I follow his stuff? Because I actually think he knows what he's doing. And there's
Me and Larry have only
there.
had like 10 arguments on Facebook.
Well,
and
of
I
course,
still like him at the end of the day.
So what's really cool? You guys ever read? You want to talk about a good book? I think it's the 10 Secrets of Success by John Maxwell. Right? You guys ever read it? Anybody know the law of the lid? So the law of the lid means that the people who are learning underneath you can only learn a step below what you know, and then after that they got to move up, right? So Galter, and again, I don't know, whatever. If you say there's whatever the number is, and I don't care because it's not important. Whatever the number Galter is, I'm a little higher than Galter, right? So when I see him post stuff, I realize he just hasn't come there yet. So I try to help him. And believe me, let me tell you
what's
something.
What's your net worth?
My net worth? My net worth is more than yours.
What's your net worth? Let's do
more
it.
Than
live.
yours.
Go ahead. What's your net worth?
More than yours. So if you're going to ask stupid questions like that, I'm not going to talk to you because that's a law of the lid problem, right? You just move down. Never ask anybody.
So we handled that one. If you're not willing to share your net worth live on the call, then you don't have the right to say your net worth's higher than mine. Hands to the camera if that makes sense. Awesome. So every so often, you'll have to protect your community from somebody who comes in and makes an attempt at getting attention so that they can sell something to a group that they don't care about. Hence, care if you know that could happen in your business too. Yes. The best thing you can do is cut them off when you recognize there's a challenge occurring. There's something that isn't happening right. There are people in this community that I gladly encourage you to work with. People with big hearts, people who are here to support you. Doug McGurk, Heart of Influence, right? Paying it forward, supporting millionaires. Melanie Santos. If you want a subway in the Fall River, Bristol County area, you go to Melanie Santos. She's going to take care of your subway, right? Dr. Terry Wager. If you got emotional issues that are stopping you from moving forward, you got trash on the tracks, you're not taking action. Dr. Terry Wager is a coach that I trust, that I know will move you forward because he's moral, ethical, does deals legally. And he doesn't jump onto people's calls and try to brag about his success and challenge the people that are running a community. Hence, if you recognize that, right? We could play nice with good people who are moral, ethical, care about the people they're working with. But if you let somebody in who would jump into and degrade the people around you, that's on you. And what happens after that is on you too. Hence, can't forget this. Don't let the wrong people in. Only support and allow the right people in. Your community keeps growing, people keep making money, and people keep doing well. If you ever let that guard down, it's on you. I worked hard to make sure that each one of you has what it takes to become a millionaire. I work hard so that you learn the lessons so you can build your own 100 millionaires. Hence, can't forget this. Awesome. Let's open up to questions, opportunities. Channel, there it is. Aleem's got the cup. If you got the 100 Millionaires Cup, I know that you're waking up the same way as me. Every day I look down at my desk, I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. 100 millionaires, 100 millionaires, 100 millionaires. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's stack them up. Open it up. Questions, challenges, things that are
gotta say, Walter,
go ahead.
I'm impressed that you bothered him enough to jump on your call and try to get. I'm impressed, man. I'm like, that's somebody's recognizing your shit, and there's always gonna be haters. So I'm impressed that he wanted to jump in. That's ballsy. And I'm impressed that you bothered him enough to have to do that. So pretty cool.
Let's give Peter Brown a round of applause. Thank you, Victor, bro. Thank you, Peter. Hey, man, haters are my motivators. There are going to be people out there that you got to think about what you're doing, what you stand for, why you're here, right? It's about building millionaires, then build millionaires. And if somebody doesn't have what it takes, then that's okay. Like if you think somebody would take away from your mission, cut them out immediately. As soon as you recognize the problem, cut them out. We were talking about hiring people with Jen earlier. Jen was talking about, what if I hire the wrong people? They're not supporting me or they're not building my business right. My first words out of my mouth are fire them. But literally my first thought is get rid of the person immediately because you don't want them in your company. But my first reaction is to train. Just like Terry said, we train. We give them a dozen different opportunities. We're always going to train our people. We're a training company. It's literally what we do. We teach, we train, we assume we're the problem, and we just solve the problem. But my first instinct is just get rid of them because it's a lot easier to find somebody who wants it. Hence, can't you recognize that? It's way easier. Oh my God, it's so much. I can just, when I say I'm bringing on millionaires, I'm opening up the mentorship so that people can apply to become a millionaire. Like it's a lot easier for me to find more motivated people than it is for me to try to get somebody who just isn't showing up. We're getting this? Awesome. I see two hands up. Sharon, I saw your hand first. Sandra, you're up next. Go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you. That was an interesting lesson. So I want to say thank you. First, it started off being a joke. I thought the two of you knew each other. And then
You do.
But he went too far. That's when you crossed the line. But I have a question. It more or less has to do with some strategies and strategic way of doing things. One, with looking for multifamily units, I'm also cramped with time. So I was told that it's best to look at the property before you put in an offer. And I've seen some that they look great on the outside, but it's like putting lipstick on a pig. The inside is not good at all. I'm really great with talking to folks in the community, and I've even had opportunities to talk with tenants who have closed it off to anybody else on an open house, but they've been very open to talking to me and kind of like revealing behind the curtain all of that nasty stuff. But what do I do with saving time, getting the offers in, and really making an appropriate offer that, because right now people are asking more than what the property is really worth, but still being able to get the a possibility of being heard or having my offers accepted.
So your question, so I just want to clarify that before the coaches. Can you say that in like one sentence?
Okay, one, strategically, what do I do when you don't have all the time in the world with making offers, sight unseen, or what do we do with that? And two, I guess it kind of goes with that, with really seeing it, because my concern is if I don't see the property, kind of like see what mess is really there, you may be paying too much and then you're walking in on a mess. So what do I do strategically with time?
So
Making
Ron
offers,
answered
working
that
with
in
people.
one sentence, the way Walter asked you to ask the question in one sentence. Make more inappropriate offers.
What?
Say it again, Terry.
Make more inappropriate offers. In other words, stop worrying about what they're asking for, and you offer what you think it's worth after you do a quick analysis based on cash flow, based on comps, if you want to do it that way, based on what you're basing your thing on. If you have learned to crunch the numbers and you're sure of your numbers, it's easy to put the offer on what you want to pay for the unit. And so it doesn't matter what they're asking for. It matters what you find you can make money with it.
Yep. Go ahead, Doug.
Okay.
Yeah, step
And give me
one.
the formula of the numbers. Give me the numbers with what you're saying.
Get with, I think Mitch Jaworski has a fantastic calculator for that. And the key to negotiating is know your bottom line, period. Know what your walkaway number is. It makes absolutely no sense to worry of anything over what's going to make sense for you. Right. It's like if the numbers work, and let's say she's making up numbers, is 100,000, that's what it would work for you. And they're asking 250, you offer 100. And if it doesn't work, they don't take it. Well, then good. You don't want it for 150 because it won't make sense for you.
Okay.
Awesome. Let's give our coaches a round of applause. Just put the offers in. Guys, if an offer gets accepted, I mean, you haven't put any money down yet. You don't put like $5,000, $10,000 down with every offer. You can just put the $100 on with the offer. Get the offers out.
A lot of folks are saying they won't take $100. They want $1,000.
Yeah, move on to the next. Like, my guess is you're probably not getting that deal. Like, they don't need your deal is the point.
Okay. Okay.
If you're putting in an offer with 10 other people, please, you're doing it wrong. Go and put offers off market properties, right?
Okay.
Like, you don't want to be putting offers in on somebody's deal where there's 10 other people putting in offers. That is not how you get amazing deals. Like, if all of those deals end up falling apart, like we had one deal. Yeah, we bought one building with 6 other offers, but everybody else's financing fell apart because they couldn't finance the deal. So that was an opportunity where we had the lowest offer, but we could finance the deal. We got accepted.
And this is why you want to build relationships so that you are the first call, right? They call you first before they let it out. They open the floodgates to everybody else. They say, hey, Sharon, here's this. And then they will, then you have first, like I have a couple of wholesalers that call me first. Like I'm the first text, and then I'll kind of pass or not. And then if I pass, then good on them. And then, or I'll say, here's my number. And this has happened too. I say, I'll give you this. And it's less than what they're asking. And then they'll come back or not. And they have come back in the past. One time I had someone come back 6 months later and I saved $40,000 because it wasn't the what they were asking. They were asking 190. I ended up getting it for I say 30. I got it for 160. Because that was what it was worth to me.
Thank you.
So there is an opportunity for everybody to get that next level coaching, training, mentoring, we do have the mentorship. I have not had a chance to talk about it, and I'm not going to talk about it today. But if you want to learn about it, you can message any one of our members here who have been through the mentorship and ask them how it works, what it's about. You can message on alchemistnation.com for free. Go on there, check out some of the courses, read about the mentorship. It is definitely the next level. You get access to all of these coaches for 8 weeks and then a full year of support. It's how you get to the next level for sure. Hands to camera if you're in the mentorship. So if anybody is looking to have a conversation, find out, who they could talk to, who knows what it's like and what's going on there. Cool. Awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate you volunteering your time to share with each other. Jen Sullivan, what is your question?
Unmute.
Yeah.
It was less of a question as more of a just telling people out there that this group is it's more than just like wealth building and entrepreneurship and all this stuff. It's actually secretly about living a better life and getting your mindset right and advancing and meeting cool people that can help you along the way. It's really about bettering yourself.
I trick them in with the dollars. I'm like, look, I'll give you all the money. And then it turns out they get everything. But if I try to sell happiness, people won't buy happiness. So you got to sell money first. Give Jen Sullivan a round of applause. Sandra, go ahead. I see you.
Hello from Barcelona.
What's up?
Not much. I've been doing homework, so I have to learn how to draw an egg in the shadow. I'll show you real quick. And this is like my egg, and I have to point light towards it. It's really annoying, but
you're
learning.
Ron Bowling is like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it.
It's okay, me neither. But I guess this is a testimonial in a way. As for knowing you for 4.5 years, going on 5, 2017. I don't know. I met you when you met the arena.
We went to Les Brown together. I remember we went to that. Yeah.
Well, we went to Millionaire Mind Intensive too.
Yep.
I don't know. Lots of things. Anyways. And well, one, I want to compliment you on your elegance, on how you handled that with the person. I think that was quite elegant and smooth. Secondly, I think just when you talk about community and then helping community and then seeing people who have heart, I'm in Barcelona. I'm in Spain, not because I want to go to Spain, but because I want to sculpt.
I'm pretty sure you wanted to go to Spain. That was why we
I want to
supported
go
you
to
and
Italy,
encouraged you.
but I'm in Spain because I want to sculpt. There's a difference. Okay. I will get there. But the point is, I'm in class, I'm in school with a bunch of other artists, and no other artist is doing what I'm doing and the way how I am paying for school or just presenting my artwork and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool to kind of be a trailblazer in that sense. And it's because of people in this community, but also to just, it's knowing good people, I guess, but always work with the best, but more importantly, just, knowing when you see something good and going, okay, I guess what I'm trying to say is just, okay, yeah, you want to make 100 millionaires and be a better person, but it's also allowing people to become more of who they are and being able to walk in any room and be themselves. And the wealth just comes because that's just a part of the, is just a part of the package, I guess.
Self-confidence attracts money. There's nothing like a self-confident woman walking through a room to attract all the eyes from all the guys and all the dollar bills from their pockets. So you just got to be more confident and attract that money, right? Same with guys, gentlemen. You walk through a room like you own that room, man. All the dollar bills in the room are keeping their eyes on you. Like, whatever he says, I'm buying. Whatever it is, I'm in. If he mentions he's got a deal he's about to go do, I'm closing with that guy. Hands to camera if you recognize this. You've seen those opportunities. You've jumped in them yourself. Sometimes you've been in that flow where you just had it. Sandra, that's what we build. We build confidence. Sometimes having $100,000 come in a month, that's all it took to get you to that next level. All right. Some people just need to see that it's possible. Some people just need to go and believe that, like, if they can make that kind of money, well, why can't they go hit the gym now? Like, oh, I can go hit the gym because shit, I made $100,000. I earned the right to go to the gym this week. And Cam, if you know, it's like so disconnected. Like how we operate is so weird, but like we can suddenly attract our greatest partner, our best relationship, because we felt confident with money now, or feel confident with our body now. So now we open up and we have this self-confidence, and we start only putting up with the right people in our lives. And now we only attract the right business partners or the right spouses. Like, this is how the world works. So you're right, Sandra. It's all about, it's holistic, right? What we do is more than just make millionaires. Absolutely. Durbin, what's up, brother?
I'm good. So I've only been in this community probably like maybe 3 or 4 weeks now. I got invited by Ivy, but yeah. So one of the things I was wondering is so I'm like 23. I got my birthday coming up pretty soon, and like one of the things I'm trying to do, this is just me personally, is I'm trying to get like a Ferrari by 25 and like have like $1 million like to my company. So since I've never even hit that 100 grand mark, but I want to just go from like 0 to multi-millions, like I guess my question is essentially like, how do I like get myself there, or should I have maybe a different expectation on trying to get there and maybe change my target?
Ooh, wow. All right. So I'll let the coaches handle this, but I'm just going to tell you now, do not change your target. Definitely don't change your target. None of it's realistic. Fuck, I can make $1 million in 3 months. Like, I could do it with you if you just did what I fucking told you to do. Like, plain and simple. So like, don't move the target. Listen to the coaches, what the advice they're going to give you right now.
Well, one of the things that I find is a lot of people change their goals to meet their behavior, which is what Walter's talking about. And whenever you change your goal to meet your behavior, you're going the wrong way. And so the other thing is having some kind of money goal is okay. Having some kind of material good goal, like I want to get a Ferrari, that's okay too. But there's got to be something beyond the goal that really goes to your reason for existing, or your reason for doing whatever you're doing, getting up in the morning kind of thing, or persevering when things get rough, because material goods, they go away.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a little bit more about it. So like my true why for doing it is like, so
hold on. Hands to the camera if you're interested in hearing Durbin's true why. All right,
Yeah.
maybe it'll help you with yours, right? All right, that's cool. Some of you already know. I know you know.
Yeah. So the Ferrari isn't like the main thing. That's not really. It's just a nice thing to have. But
all right. So what
the
is
real deeper? Yeah. So the deeper thing for me is like, my parents divorced because of money, and like literally
there,
on
brother.
my 20 literally the day before my 23rd birthday, my mom moves out of the house because of the divorce. So for me, like, just like, to me, a Ferrari is just a symbol of like the pursuit of my highest potential. That's what it represents, as well as the financial target behind it. Because I noticed anytime I mention like wanting to get a Ferrari, people just look at me like I'm crazy.
I
So
don't think it's crazy. I'm going to interrupt you because we want to continue moving with the group and not just make it a you and me session, or you and coach session. But to the rest of the people, and forgive me for cutting you off, and if you want to talk more about this, you can book a 30-minute with me, and I'll talk to you about how the group works and what we can do to help you out. Here's the thing, that why is great, and I think it's very important to have that idea of, I want to have the means to be able to continue my relationships and enhance my relationships so that we can have the lives we're looking for kind of idea. But you want to really zone in and identify that a little bit clearer. And then at the same time, all of the material stuff is really a distraction around that why. And so it can be, you know, the Ferrari can be a step along the way. Like, this is my thematic goal, make enough money to get the Ferrari. But really what I really want is I want to have financial independence so that I can devote my time to the relationships that I value in my life. That's great. You know, you see what I'm saying? And so that's a much more clear kind of thing. And so when you have that clarity, you can move in the direction you're wanting to much easier. And I find that the people that we work with, when they do get that clarity, they move much faster. And then Ferraris and things come. I don't know if anybody knows who Kevin Peloso is, but he got really clear on what he was wanting in his real estate investing. And then a Tesla just appeared in his driveway about 6 months later. Well, he ordered it, but he was able to pay for it too. And so those kinds of things happen when you get clear on your vision, your mission, your values, why you're doing what you're doing. But you can't do that stuff alone. You can't just come up with it. You got to work with somebody to really get clear on it.
And that's why this community is so important, is helping you figure out who you are, who you've been, and who you need to be, because all of that follows your identity. Like, if you're that, this is why everything we're doing is around mindset. It's your relationship with the work, your relationship with money, your relationship with relationships at the end of the day. And actually, believe it or not, we're going to be covering a lot of that in Mission to Millions. Heidi and I dug down deep into that yesterday in getting super clear about how we can customize this program and serve everybody. And it's getting deep into that relationship with who you had to be in the past, which got you to where you are now, and then who you need to be moving forward so that the money does follow.
Darina, please drop the link for Mission to Millions. We just got the banner in the house, so I'm super excited about the event coming up. It is so powerful. Connect your passion to your purpose, so you connect all that dollar bills. Thurbin, I got a special guest just jumped in. He's going to be speaking at the 100 Millionaire Summit with Doug McGurk, with Dr. Terry Wager, with myself. Ken Walls is on. Ken is friends with billionaires. In fact, he connected me with billionaires. I connected him with a billionaire, and now we're connecting billionaires with each other. Ken, do you mind just dropping in and sharing a little bit? And I gotta say, Thurbin, just so you know, the Ferrari is just a shit goal, because you could buy a Ferrari tomorrow. Like, it's not hard to get a Ferrari with a loan. So it's just like a terrible financial goal, because it's just too easy to hit. Right? I can go buy 10 tomorrow and they'd give them to me. So it's not like you can, with a loan, with a $2,000 a month loan, you can get a Ferrari. A broke person making $24,000 a year can buy a Ferrari. Like, just so you know, it's terrible goal financially. But would it make you feel cool? Fuck yeah. The coolest thing in the world, right? Driving around. Like, I got buddies who own Ferraris, and they're like, it's the worst financial decision, but it makes me feel so damn good. I wake up in the morning, I go back to work. They're mortgage brokers. They're just like, they're in the hustle, right? Go ahead, Ken Walls.
I mean, I understand financially it's like stupid in terms of like practicality, but you don't buy it for that reason. No, like, so I've driven, so the exact model I want is the Ferrari 458. I've already driven it, like on a track. So for me, it's just
a sign that you got there. That's it. It's not about the money. It's just a sign that you got there. Yeah. Ken, what advice can you share with Thurbin?
So I would say, and thanks for having me here, man. I'm grateful. So I would say I'm really good friends with Grant Cardone. I'm friends with another billionaire named Rami Al-Batrawi, who owns the largest wide-body private jet in the world. And I would say, out of the shop. He's been in my group multiple times teaching. I would say that, a Ferrari is a great goal. I had that goal for many, many years. But like Grant Cardone says, you buy shit like that with passive income. So, how do you get to a level of passive income that can afford you a Ferrari or a Lambo or a whatever it is? It doesn't matter what it is. I look on the wall behind you and I don't see a vision board behind you. So get a vision board put together, get a cork board, cut out pictures of all the shit that you want, and put it up on your wall. Yeah, I get that. I get the phone thing, but it's different when you're cutting out pictures out of magazines and putting them up on a vision board and having it up on the wall. So, but I would say to you that what is your why? What is your deeper purpose? Have you seen the video by Simon Sinek, Start with Why? Great video. You should watch that over and over and over and over and over. And what is your deeper purpose? You look at somebody like Grant Cardone, he has a massive freaking purpose. You look at Walter, he has a massive purpose of creating 100 millionaires. What is your purpose? If the target is money, you're not going to get there. Never, ever. It won't happen. If the target is, I just want a Ferrari, that's not the right target. You've got to figure out what the target is. What's your purpose? Maybe your purpose is building a community that supports kids from a divorced family that broke up because of money problems. Maybe your purpose is something way bigger on a higher level that serves the world. So you've got to learn how to serve other people first and have a massive purpose that's driving that. And all the money in the world's going to follow. All the more, like Walter said, you can go out, you can literally go buy a Ferrari. It's like $2,500 a month, man. You can go buy a Ferrari right now. Like right now, go finance it. But you're going to find after driving the Ferrari for a couple of months that, okay, well, that's cool. Now what? And you're going to not have that purpose to focus on that bigger goal that's going to drive the money, the passive income to pay for the Ferrari. So that's all I wanted to say. I appreciate the goal, man. Trust me, I'm 50. Can't believe I'm going to be 54 years old here in a couple months. And I totally understand wanting things. I get that. And I trust me, man, I love nice things. But you've got to get to a place where your passive income enables you to afford Ferraris and all of that stuff.
Let's give Ken Walls a round of applause.
And Thurman, I know we're digging deep in you on this one. Jump into alchemistnation.com and just share kind of what your thoughts are from this conversation. I got two other questions I want to take. Let's give Thurman a round of applause.
I understand. Thank you, guys.
Go ahead, Donald. Actually, Christina, I saw you up first. I know you were in line.
Hi, how are you? Good morning, everybody. I have 3 questions. Is that okay?
Ask them quick.
Okay. One is how fast is okay to scale? I'm having I would like to scale fast, but I'm having issues with that. Sometimes I feel like I go too slow, but sometimes I'm okay with it. I don't know. Then my second question is how, when I get wholesalers deals, my problem is getting the ARV. I'm having issues getting the ARV of those properties because sometimes they send me different markets, not just my market. So how can I evaluate quick another market that I'm not familiar with, and see if that's a good deal? And the third is seller finance. I am working with someone for seller finance, and how much do I offer for down payment? How can I negotiate? And also, I guess I know how to calculate everything, but just what is I don't want to offend nobody with a down payment, but
can I jump in here and ask a question? Yeah. Do you have the property you're thinking of under contract, or is this just more of a global kind of thought about how do I do
seller finance?
any one of these strategies you're using? Do you
I
have
don't-
something under
I'm
contract
on,
right now?
no, I'm on talks right now. I'm not in contract with the seller right now.
Okay. Because you're trying to figure out how to pay for something before you have something. It's kind of like me going, how am I going to pay for my groceries? What am I going to get? How much will they take for them before I even got in the car?
We're
Whatever.
talking right now. She's gonna run her numbers and see, what is good for her. And then I can jump in and start negotiating what is good for me, I guess.
But are you
So-
looking to buy it yourself, or are you looking to assign the contract? Are you wholesaling it, or are you
Well,
investing it for yourself?
Buy for myself, for me. Yeah.
So Christina, I've got something special for you. It's called Get the Money. It is coming up
Okay.
in a couple of weeks. I just dropped the link in the chat. During Get the Money, we're going to talk about how to have all those negotiations. If you need to get the answers now and need them faster, I'll offer the mentorship to you. Dorina, can you drop the link for the mentorship? The mentorship's $2,000, but you're going to jump on a call, me, Terry, Doug, Ron, Dorina, and a few of our other millionaires, and we'll review like how to actually go through this process with you each week, hold you accountable. You'll put an offer in and you'll get an accepted offer, hopefully within the first 60 days, but you'll get multiple offers submitted within the first 30 days. The mentorship is just, we call it the jump start. It's just a kick in the butt. You get all of us pushing you, and the people who, hands to camera if you've been through the mentorship. The people who've been through the mentorship kick ass. Some of them know things they did not know before. Some of them have put in massive amounts of orders. Some of them are already millionaires. It's just, everybody gets what they get out of it. But Christina, if you're at the point where you're right, where you're like researching and not sure what to do, the only thing that needs to happen now is action. Just do it. It doesn't matter what you do. Just lock it down, lock it down, lock it down, lock it down. You can always renegotiate afterwards. This is the part, like, hands to if you've ever been in a relationship with a spouse. Anybody have a girlfriend, boyfriend that they've been in a relationship with? Have you ever had this conversation? You're not the person that I remember dating when I started dating. Has anybody ever had that conversation? Has anybody ever said that to somebody? Or heard that somebody say that to you, that you've changed? Yeah, it's okay. It's called a renegotiation. So back to the table, renegotiate. Hey, don't try seller financing on day one. That's ridiculous. You're asking for too much. But what you could do is get a price agreed to. Like, hey, don't try to marry the person the first time you meet the person. Let's just agree to a time to come back and discuss negotiations. Let's just have another conversation. Let's just set up a time for us to talk again. All right, Christina, like, it's okay.
Yeah. But I know this person she's an investor, and I think she's tired of being a landlord. So
it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter what the relationship is.
Doesn't
It
matter.
really doesn't matter what the details are. The only thing that matters is that you get a verbal and then a written contract that this person who's a good friend or not a good friend, or I've never met before in my life, agree to sell to this person for this particular price. And then
With
after
these
that's
terms.
signed,
Yeah.
then you go, okay, now how are we going to do it? And
Got
I've
it.
seen all kinds of different ways to go about the creative financing. However, when you're trying to figure out creative financing before you have anything locked down, and this goes for everybody, including myself in this room, when we start trying to figure out step 5 and 6 and 7 before we've done step 1, we're trying to figure out how to checkmate somebody before we've actually moved a pawn in the beginning of a chess game. We have to take the moves as they come a little bit more, and we can forecast a little bit, but it's really more about taking that one step action, and then we'll be told by the result of the action what our next action should be. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to live it before it happens.
Yeah,
Got
let's give Dr. Terry Wager a round of applause. Great answers. Doug McGurk, great answers. Ken Walls, great answers. We do normally end it around 11, but we've gone a little bit over for you guys. Christina, I love the question, and I know that we're gonna communicate a little bit more, you can go to alchemistnation.com and you can just continue this conversation there. Just drop it into a post and all of us will join into the post. Christina, was this valuable? You got some good answers?
Yes. Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Awesome. Let's give Christina a round of applause. Great questions, get great answers. Donald, I see you, brother. Go ahead.
Hey guys, thank you very much for inviting me for this webinar. My name is Donald. You can see here, I'm originally from Haiti, but I'm currently living in the Dominican Republic, and I'm specially invited by Mr. Adrian Operio. So I'm feeling very good for being a part of this team. And for being honest with you, I'm very new in the business because I'm just taking out something like real estate because I really love it. One of my passion is helping people, you know. So one thing that I really need is, as you said a couple of minutes ago with my with this little boy who was talking a couple of minutes ago, I need financial freedom. I mean, I'll be free. So financially, where I can have enough money to do my stuff, because I don't want. I'm actually working in a hotel, and I don't want to be just like a worker working for someone. So I want to be, someone who
Donald,
who's manage everything.
Don, hold on a second. Is there a question in this?
It's about to come out. I sense he's right there. Yep.
Yes, so I'm going to ask some questions, but a couple of minutes later.
Okay, can we go to that, because we're on a time clock here, and so we want to go to the question because we want to be able to help you, and the background not as important as the question.
Yep, I understand. Okay, my question is, as you know, as I told you, I'm in real estate, so it's sort of complicated for me to find the exact people or the exact customers who have the money just to buy your properties, because here we have a lot of properties and most of them are very expensive, some of them. But which way that I can use to know the specific people who have the money to buy my properties? Because some of them, they say, I need a property. When you show them, they say, wow, this is too much. And when you ask how much budget do they have to purchase the properties, they don't want to tell you.
Right. So Don, this is a common challenge for most real estate agents. Most of the time, a buyer will either buy or they won't. 50% of the time, you got prospects and you got suspects. They sound the same, they look the same, but if you know what to look for, a buyer, an actual buyer, is one who buys property. The easiest way to tell that they're a buyer is they've bought property before. Look at their past, look at their past behavior. Have they bought a piece of real estate before? They're likely going to buy again. I can't stand working with new investors, like new buyers, because they take forever and half the time they don't buy. I love experienced investors. They got proof of concept. They know what they're doing. All I have to do is show them something that makes sense. They close. So it's identifying properties that make sense and then identifying the buyers who can go towards those properties. It still comes down to the deal. It still comes down to how can you make the deal a little sweeter? How can you adjust it? Sell something that is out, or sell it to somebody who can see the value in it, right? For me, I was selling Fall River properties to Boston investors. They were an hour away, but Boston had the money and Fall River had the cash flow. So in your market, there's some place where the numbers work better than other places. So you want to find the people who have the money in other places where they don't have access to deals, and then tie them to the deals in Haiti. But if you're finding that the deals, if the deals don't make sense, don't sell properties in Haiti. Go somewhere else, right? Find properties where it's just like a no-brainer to own that piece of property.
Yeah, so all my properties they ended up making in public right here.
So they make profit, right?
I'm from there, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening. So you're from Haiti, so you're selling Haiti, but do they want Haiti? That's the question. Like, do they want the properties?
No, I'm not selling in Haiti. I'm born in Haiti.
Yeah.
But I moved in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, sorry.
I'm actually in the
you gave us way
Dominican
too many
Republic.
details in the beginning. Where do you live?
the Dominican Republic.
Can
So
I,
you
Walter,
live in
can I
the
jump
DR.
in here?
Go ahead.
I mean, because I feel like an answer is being looking for in terms of like direct, what can I do? So A, sounds like he's struggling to find, actual buyers and people with money. And B, where do I find them? And he's in the DR, and where's that market? Obviously, none of
Yes.
us know the DR market. However, I do know Florida and South Florida. And what I do know is there's a lot of people in South Florida that are now starting to invest outside of the US in places like DR, Roatan, as we know from, our friends here. But the meetups I go to, there are literally people that are going to DR and starting projects there and building things there. So practical advice that Donald can use right now: go on Facebook, search for all the South Florida real estate groups, join all of them, and then put your deals out there, or put what you're looking for out there. Because I've seen that even in some of the South Florida Facebook groups where people have put deals out there from other countries. And I think it might have even been the DR. So that is a direct resource you can use pretty much right now to find legit buyers, or buyers you can vet out, to keep moving forward.
And Mitch, there's a lot of these RIAs now. They haven't even gone live yet in person. So you could get on the Zoom calls and start doing RIA networking on Zoom.
This is also true. Yeah.
I think that the other thing that I would suggest is all of these questions are great questions for the mentorship. And if you really want to grow faster, jump in the mentorship. We talk about these things, and we actually have the time to go over these different issues that you got and strategy you got in the mentorship. And so the link has been dropped for the mentorship. It's walteramarillo.com live. Go there, register for the mentorship, jump in, and we'll help you with those next steps. And the things that Mitch is talking about, Doug is talking about, myself and Walter have all talked to you about, are things we cover in that mentorship. So that would be my next step if I were you, because you've got a lot of stuff going on in your head about what I should do, kind of like Christina was, and it keeps you from taking the action. So jump into the mentorship if you want our help to get you moving forward.
Let's give Donald a round of applause. Donald, great question, brother.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate the question.
Thank you very much.
And for anybody who's wondering why we push the mentorship, it's basically our easiest way to solve problems. It's when we see somebody come in with more problems than just a basic question, we're like, yeah, this is the direction to go in. So it's just it's our bazooka when it comes to solving challenges for people who are building millionaires. Most of the time, it's like something simple. It's like, hey, go to the website, check this out. No big deal. That's little things. But when a person comes in, they really have, this kind of a big block. We just go straight to the mentorship. So you'll see that. Victor, I see you hanging out. What's up,
Walter?
And for the coaches, I gotta appreciate you guys for hanging out.
Walter.
This late. I know we got other things to do.
Walter.
Oranges.
No, they're mangoes.
Mangoes.
You have a big pair of mangoes right here. My man, you pull the plug on somebody, I would have done that 10 times over again. I commend you. Like, you're my man now. That's all I had to say.
Let's give Victor
I
Lopez
know,
a round of
Victor.
applause.
Man, oh man.
Victor, hi. Oh my God.
Thank you,
Well
my
done,
friend.
my man.
Whatever it takes for this community, that's the goal. We just keep building millionaires. We support each other. And if I have to jump out and have an awkward conversation, look, I'm asking you guys to have awkward conversations every single day. Right? I'm telling you to go out and ask, tell people I want this for their house. Have the conversation again. Say things that make you uncomfortable. Yeah, of course. I got you guys. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate it. Anything for you guys. Cheers. Awesome. If we got no other questions, then you know what you got to do this week. We got to go out. We're going to take some time. Think about Wealth Principle 12. Think about what the millionaires gave you for advice, for suggestions. Think about what you're going to do at the 100 Millionaire Summit, who you're going to connect with. What problem will you be solving for others? Who will you be seeking out? Wealth Principle 12 is alleviate a frustration experienced by a large group of people who are willing to pay enough to make it worth your effort. The full one. There are people out there right now who are waiting for you.
who are waiting for you to come forward, to waiting for you to share your gift, your service, your ability, to share your problem, to share your pain. At some point, something in your life hurt you so bad that you went and built a skill around it, that you went and toughened yourself up around it. For me, it was being broke. For me, it was not being able to communicate with others. For me, it was not being able to connect with others. I went and worked so hard on those skills, I was able to end up building a community. For me, it was not knowing how to build wealth. I went so hard in that direction. Now I can build wealth for anybody who has the challenge. Hence, can't recognize you're building a skill right now. You already built it. It's time to go serve. Right? There's a large enough group of people who have the money to pay you, like Roger Andrews has done with his company, right? Like art. Who would have thought you could make art? But Roger found a way to make art because there was a group, a small niche group that had so much money that needed what he had, and he was able to buy a shit ton of real estate with all that capital he's been making. Let's give Roger Andrews a round of applause. Also, I see Kim Rodriguez on the call. I see a lot of our millionaires hanging out with us today. Late today, so thank you guys. I appreciate it. Mark Bourgeois, who's building out the affiliate program so that you can make more money selling our own programs, selling other coaches' programs. Right? Ken Walls, he's got the Grow Live Academy. I'm gonna tie that in somehow at the summit. When he's speaking, I'm gonna make sure that everybody has an opportunity to get into the Grow Live Academy, which is where I'm meeting billionaires. It's where me, Mike Shine, Dr. Terry Wager hang out on Thursday nights. Hands at the camera, if you know, there's some cool opportunities we're putting together for you guys. We're out there experiencing things. We're seeing what works. We're bringing it together. The whole idea of building 100 millionaires is now next level because Vinny Chopra said, I want it automated. He's like, yeah, building millionaires, cool, nice. And he's like, I'm sure I've built, more than 100 millionaires. He said, but how do we track it? How do we automate it? How do we make sure that it just is out there doing it by itself all the time, just building more and more millionaires? And I told Vinny, I was like, I'll get back to you, but I'm on it. Whatever it is, I'm on it. So any suggestions, any ideas, anything that our team, our community has for automating the millionaire building process, my heart is open, my mind is open, my team is ready to implement. So thank you. I appreciate your commitment to yourself, because first you got to serve you. You got to take care of your financial situation before you can go help others. And then once you got yours, we're 100 millionaires inspired to build 100 millionaires. So thank you to all the coaches. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for all your questions. Let's give you a round of applause. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. The best, the best, the best. I'll see you guys next week for Wealth Principle 13. Build a contagious culture in your business and your marketing. Later, guys. The best, the best, the best. The best. The best. Get the money.
Mitch has a question.
Mitch, put your damn hand down. Oh, that was good. Terry, we doing our call?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's do it for like 5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes. Sounds good. Later, guys.